Okay, so 7-5 parts of similar triangles. Just like with the previous lessons, we're looking at proportionality in triangles in different ways. Starting with angle bisector of a triangle, this did come up in chapter 5, so this is kind of a review. An angle bisector, as you know, is when you have an angle and there's like a ray or a line that bisects that angle, and it's the same measure on both sides. That's an angle bisector. An angle bisector of a triangle is what we have here, where it takes one of the angles and there's a ray that bisects that angle and it's the same measure on both sides. So a segment, ray, or line that divides an angle into two equal parts. A triangle has 3 angle bisectors. There's only one drawn here, and I'm going to draw out the other 2. Don't copy this on your paper because all the lines kind of make it confusing. But even there's an angle bisector here, which it shows, but there's also one here and here. Again, don't draw all these lines because it gets crowded. But there are 3 angle bisectors. Angle bisectors do not have to pass through the midpoint of the other side.
Can you write that one in the spot?
Median of a triangle. A median of a triangle is a line segment that connects the vertex or the corner of a triangle to the midpoint of the other side. A triangle has 3 medians, and a median does not have to bisect the angle. So they show some examples right here where it goes from the corner, vertex, to the midpoint of the other side, and it shows the same measure on both sides. Okay, then altitude of a triangle is next. Altitude is the height of a triangle. Here it says it's a line segment from a vertex that is perpendicular to the opposite side. So here it shows the height of the triangle, perpendicular height of the triangle. Sometimes it's inside the triangle, sometimes it's outside the triangle, but as long as it's a perpendicular height, that is your altitude. This down here, you have these statements here. We're going to skip these just to kind of shorten the lesson a little bit and move to the other side. Okay, so what's the gist? Why are we reviewing this vocabulary? If two triangles are similar, the lengths of the corresponding altitudes, which is the heights, altitudes, angle bisectors, and medians are proportional, that word that keeps coming up. So just like similar triangles are proportional, the altitudes in similar triangles are proportional, the angle bisectors are proportional, and so are the medians. So over here with the examples, just to kind of review the vocabulary, here it shows an angle bisector. So we'll just label this is the triangle bisector. Triangle, angle, bisector. This here shows altitudes. And then here, it's showing that it's the same length on both sides of that. So this line right here is a median. Okay, so down here, we're going to look at examples. With these proportions, there are different ways you can set it up. We could stay consistent with what we're doing and take corresponding parts. So here's a median of this triangle, and that corresponds with the median of the other triangle. So I can do 20 over x equals the side length over the side length, so 36 over 18. The other way that there's proportionality and that you could set it up is the median to the side length. So you could do 20 over 36 equals 18, or x over 18. So just like you can set it up corresponding median to median and side length to side length, you could say, okay, the median to the side length is in the same proportion as the median to the side length over here in this similar triangle. Now we're going to go through and solve these using cross multiplication. X times 36, 36x. 20 times 18, I've already done the calculator work. It is 360.
X equals 10.
Yes, x equals 10. So this is the one that we set up that was median to median and side length to side length. This one we set up median to side length, median to side length. And as you'll notice, when you go to solve it out, it comes out to the exact same thing. So either way, you get the same answer. Number 2. So this one, I'm going to say side length to angle bisector. So 12 over 9 equals x over 6. And then solve using cross multiplication. And x equals 8. Number 3, same thing. I'm going to do 4 over 3 equals 3 over x. Yeah, so we get 9 equals 4x, divide both sides by 4. 9/4 might be the answer that's in the answer choices. The answer choices might also be as a decimal. 9 divided by 4 is 2.25.
Why is this one so easy? Like the first two are so hard.
Okay, number 4. So they give you an extra number to throw you off, but what you're doing is altitude to the side length and altitude to the side length. So we're going to do x over 10 equals altitude to the side length, so 7 over 8. And then cross multiply. Okay, number 5, go ahead and try it on your own. You may need a calculator if you don't have one at your desk. There's a few here. So for number 5, you're going to set it up and solve for x. I don't know if there's many room. I don't think that has a multiplication sign, Logan.
I know which one it is. But
Okay, there you go. That's it. Bring your own. Oh my gosh, I should sell calculators. Do you think I'd get, like, rich? Yeah, because I buy those for $1. You think I could sell them for $3? Yeah, I buy those calculators for $1.
Sell for free.
I should sell them for $3.
Free.
Free? No, then I'll be broke.
$3. Can't triple the
2?
profit
You
like
think
that.
2?
Is the answer 28?
The answer is 28.
He's like, can you tell me what 42 times 30 is?
42, yeah, 1,260.
What was it, 28?
Divided by 45 equals that.
If you got x equals 28, you did it right. Your setup may be different than what I'm about to write down, but if you got 28, your setup worked, and stick with it. So here's what I'm going to do. Altitude to the side length, so 42 over 45 equals x over 30.
I did the opposite. 45.
Yeah, you could have done 42 over x and 45 over 30, or x over 42, 30 over 45. As long as you got 28. And x equals 28.
You missed the next problem, it's 14.
Correct. Number 6 is actually like the easiest one on the page. There's different ways you could set this up. It shows that this is a median. If this is 12, this is 12. So you could say 12 over 24 equals 14 over 2x. But Drew's probably saying I did it much easier way. Yes. You might realize that it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so therefore this should be a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning this would be 14. You could also have set it up 12 over 12 equals 14 over x. You could use cross multiplication, but again, you might realize it's 1-to-1, so this has to be 14. 12 times x is 12x, and 12 times 14 is 168, and you get x equals 14. Which way did you do it, Drew?
I just did it like 12 and then 14 and then
Like in your head, you're saying just like looking at it?
I used a calculator.
Oh.
12 over 14 over 12 over x.
Okay. So he did altitude to like 12 over 14 equals 12 over x, and did it that way, which is fine as well. Okay, next page. Again, same idea, just a new name. I bet you can't guess what you fill in the blank.
Proportional.
Proportional, yeah.
You bet we couldn't guess.
Yeah. Okay, so triangle angle bisector theorem. If a ray bisects an angle of a triangle, then it divides the opposite side into segments whose lengths are proportional to the lengths of the two other sides. Okay, so literally it's the same thing we've been doing.
And that's that you regret.
So here in this proportion, it's saying AD is proportional to DB in the same ratio that CA is proportional to CB. And then looking at the examples, again, there's multiple ways to set this up. I'm going to just do 25 over 20 equals x over 28. But you could have done 25 over x and 20 over 28. 25 times 28 is 700. 20 times x is 20x, and 25 times 28 is, oh wait, is it 7? Yeah, it is 700.
$35 equals x.
Yeah. And now is where all that hard work that you put in the last few days to really like understand and get this comes together, and it starts getting easy. Number 2, go ahead and try it on your own. Set it up, solve it.
No way.
Okay, don't yell out the answer though. Because some of you are like, oh yeah, I get this, and you're running through it. Some people are just starting to get it, and like, okay, I can do this. Okay, raise your hand if you're done. Okay, what did you get, Ava? 5. That's correct. A equals 5. If you got 5, you set it up correctly. Keep doing what you're doing. My setup may look different than yours, but if you got A equals 5, you still did it right. I'm going to do 15 over A equals 9 over 3. At this point, you could realize that 9 divided by 3 is 3, so 15 divided by 3 is 5. And you could have kind of skipped the cross multiplication. But A times 9 is 9A. 15 times 3, 45. Divide by 9, and you get A equals 5. Good job, y'all. Okay, so 3 and 4 are like the what-if type scenarios. Like, these are more challenging problems if you don't know what they want. Here, it shows that the entire length is 46.8, and just this is n. We know we need to set up like this over this length and this over this length. This right here is going to be 46.8 minus n. So that would give us just this part. No, because it doesn't like split it up equally. So this is 46.8 minus n. Now I can set up my proportion. I'm going to do 36 over 46.8 minus n. And yes, I wish they didn't use a decimal for this, but they did. And then 42 over n. And then from here, use cross multiplication. (42 times 46.8 is 1,965.6. 42 times n is just 42n. Then you would divide both sides by 78, and you get n equals 25.2. Okay, number 4. Wait a second, Drew.
X equals 26.
No, it doesn't.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, it does. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do x over 10, of course, and then we need 13 over whatever this is. It shows the entire length's 15. 15 minus 10 is 5, so we're going to do 13 over 5, and then use cross multiplication. 5x equals 130. Divide both sides by 5, and you get x equals 26. And that's it.
Even though I set mine up differently, I got it right.
Okay, so as far as the homework, I know you guys are going to find it a little bit easier now that it's starting to click, which is nice. I'm sure you'll finish homework a little bit early. If you do, make sure to work on Khan Academy. Get as many of those done as you can. Ready, set, break.
Can I copy the notes for tomorrow?
No.